someone were to ask you if you're a man or a woman, how would you actually respond? How do you define being a man or a woman? So let's say tomorrow that you get into a car accident and you lost your private bits.
Ouch.
Or maybe you had a health issue and you had to have your breasts removed. Would you no longer be a man or a woman? Absolutely not. Gender is a construct that we as humans have created under a very colonial system of oppression, which was designed to control people and put people within categories, which really has nothing to do with our reproductive organs. Historically, there are cultures all over the world that have diverse gender identities outside of the male and female binaries that we currently live under. With all that being said, remember, cuties, that gender is between our ears, not between our legs.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Now, my question is, when the hell did they start teaching such things like gender is a social construct? I literally had never heard of that before the woke apocalypse happened, 5, 6, 7 years ago? Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a fairly quick and pretty crazy Clown World update for you guys today, and as usual, we just don't have any time to waste, so let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this bald individual with the sweater chest is Vanessa. Now, Vanessa is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and calls himself a transbian or trans lesbian. Now, Vanessa frequents both lesbian dating apps as well as, you guessed it, ladies' restrooms. What?
What is wrong with you?
All right, let's keep it moving with some Joe Biden voters talking about what happened to Donald Trump in Pennsylvania over the weekend. Roll it.
I just got the news and that shit has me. Woo! I'm not sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. Just the ear though? Wish you had better aim.
You're sick. I really mean that. You're sick!
All right, next up we have this lovely lady who is actually going to promote the Very Fine People hoax, which the left-leaning fact-checker Snopes recently debunked, so maybe get out of your echo chamber, lady. Roll it.
He got his big old man ear shot, and it was a pretty big target. Just remember, it's good people on both sides.
Shut up, bitch!
Hey guys, real quick, I just wanted to let you know that if you're enjoying the videos, you like the content, you want to help support the channel, and you want to piss off the likes of those two lovely ladies we just heard from, grabbing one of these t-shirts is a great way to do it, and here it is, our newest Trump 2024 design. Now, this will go down in history as one of the most iconic photos ever taken. Trump just took a 2-2-3 round to the ear. He popped up from behind the podium, fought his way through Secret Service, pumped his fist in the air a few times and yelled, "Fight, fight, fight," before being whisked away to the hospital. If that's not badass, then I don't know what is. So if you want to grab yourself a t-shirt, I will put a link in the description box below, and I also have some other very cool designs you can check out as well.
That is awesome!
All right, next up we have Josh Cedar or Cider. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he's a former contestant on the TV show The Bachelorette. Now, he still swears he's not trolling us. He says this is all real. What say you? Roll it.
Guys look at me like I'm a piece of meat. And it's like, up here, guys, up here. So I've just noticed that whenever I'm out in public, people are always staring at me and kind of giving me these looks. So I feel like I'm seen more of like an object now instead of a person.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
So next up we have these two who at first glance would appear to be just a straight couple, right? Wrong. They're a trans couple, so I'm guessing that the fellow with the pink beard is a trans woman and the young lady with the Velcro strap sneakers is a trans man, but then they also identify as non-binary, so I don't know, he'll explain it. Roll it.
What the absolute is up? It's Jack Squared, your favorite autistic and trans couple. Speaking of being trans, a bunch of y'all were like, well, hang on, if one of you was assigned female at birth and one of you was assigned male at birth, wouldn't that mean you're in a straight relationship? First of all, thank you for the trans validation. You're well on your way to actually respecting trans people. Put simply, being trans means you are transitioning away from what you were assigned at birth. Regardless of your designation and how far along you are in your transition, you are still trans. It is an umbrella term. Oh shit, everybody look, it's the trans umbrella. Over here, underneath the non-binary umbrella, which is underneath the trans umbrella, is where you'll find us, and probably a bunch of you too. The non-binary umbrella includes things like gender non-conforming, or agender, or two-spirit. So many people think transgender or the transgender umbrella just stops at trans woman and trans man. It is an encompassing term. This encompassing or umbrella term will include all of these other guys, which are just as valid as identifying as transgender as a trans man or trans woman. It is ableist and classist to expect trans people to present the way you think that they should. So many people don't have access to basic health care, let alone gender-affirming care. So no matter where you are or where we are on the spectrum, if you or we identify as trans, it's valid.
Don't you get wacky on me. What the f*** are we talking about here?
Hey guys, real quick, we don't have any sponsors for today's video, but I did want to give a shout out to Rachel, who left a super thanks in yesterday's video. So thank you, Rachel. I really appreciate the support. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Ugh. So this next clip is kind of bizarre. This lady gets super pissed because they wrote Mrs. on her credit card statement or something. Now, what I find shocking about this clip is that she is actually married to a man. Can you imagine being her husband? He must be a Joe Biden voter. Roll it.
One of my partners who I'm legally married to, who is a cisgendered man using he, him pronouns, and I, registered a business together. So naturally, we went to a bank in order to set up business banking. In the meeting, I was very clear that I use they, them pronouns and that I am a gender-defiant human. Now, obviously, the small-town person working at the bank really didn't know what to do with that, but was polite regardless. So after a little while, we waited the mail and we received our business credit cards. Today, on a casual Sunday morning, my partner noticed this envelope sitting on our counter and was like, oh, maybe we should open it. Opened it up to look at the names that were registered on our credit cards. His had his full name, and mine said Mrs. Marla last name. Now, first of all, being called Mrs. is something that really doesn't work for me because I do not identify as such, and also I do not identify with that gender prefix. But more than anything, why would my name need to tie me legally to someone that I am married to? I own 51% of this company, like actually. And his, if it would have said Mr., I would have still been annoyed for being misgendered. But the fact is that he, as a cisgendered man, gets to be, by the bank, considered just his own floating human being in the world, whereas I have to be attached to the person I am legally married to, who is a man. I exist as my own person. It's like, sure, it's about my gender, but also, what is this BS about having to be beholden to another person because of legal ties to cisgendered heteronormative marriage? We, as feminized humans in the world, deserve the opportunity to be our own people, regardless of our legal marital status, regardless of anything. And this idea that only one of us was put in relationship to the other person on a credit card, I am fuming. And it is a Sunday, but trust, when Monday comes, I'm going to be on the phone with the bank and I'm going to freaking let them have it. Because again, he didn't even have Mr. on his, just me, Mrs. F the off.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
All right, next up we have a couple of public service announcements, or PSAs. Now, this first one is for people like AOC who blame cow farts for climate change. Roll it.
For information purposes only, I I've been laughing my ass off for a year at least. These elites blaming cows for the CO2 problem and stuff. Cows can't fart. It's impossible. They belch once in a while, comes up out of the front, but they can't fart. That's how stupid these sons of bitches are. Do you hear me now?
It's funny because it's true.
So our next PSA is from this young lady who I guarantee I have very little, if anything at all, in common with. However, I do agree with what she says at the end of this clip here. I can feel it, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys can too. Something's coming. Pay attention. Roll it.
So given what just happened in Pennsylvania about, hour or so ago, possibly 2 hours by now, no matter what you think about what just happened, whether you're E or E about it, is anyone else kinda, maybe not sorta kinda, very terrified? Because whether or not this was fake or if it was actually real, something tells me this is just the start of something, and it's not going to be good. Does anyone else feel that way? Does anyone else have that feeling of just something is not going to be right now?
Yup!
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of former Vice President Joe Biden. Now, I said to my dad a couple of days before the Trump rally in Pennsylvania over the weekend that something big was about to happen because they had to get the focus off of Joe Biden's cognitive decline. And, well, what do you know? Anyway, Joe Biden isn't getting any better. Here, instead of calling it a ballot box, he calls it a battle box. And he doesn't do it just once, he does it twice. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys. So please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Until next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets.
What did you say? What the f did you just say?
But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets.
That's the dumbest thing you could have said! What are you, an idiot?
And you ain't black.